Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Minecraft Emporium. What you're looking at here is my attempt to create the fanciest redstone disposal system in the entirety of Minecraft. And if you're wondering where on earth it actually is, that is part of the genius. I mean, something fancy is obviously something hidden, and something pristine, and something truly extraordinary. And we've got everything from playing for release whenever you take out the trash, to perfuming the air, and a special slime block mechanism that is personally one of the most satisfying things I might have ever seen. If you do end up enjoying, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could consider subscribing for weird, wacky, and whimsical redstone creations, and consider leaving a like and commenting to help me beat the YouTube algorithm. And with that all out of the way, let us hop into things. Now, when I hyped it up and saying this is the most magnificent trash can I have ever seen, let me tell you, because this is the most extraordinarily satisfying thing I might have ever put on the YouTube platform. Because watch this, as soon as you place items onto this disposal can right here, all you need to do is hit this button at this position here, and the items will be dropped down and placed into some lava. I can't begin to say how satisfying this is. I mean, look at that, the floor is retracted and it's just so smooth and so fast. I absolutely love it. It has to be directly on that block, of course, but just look how smooth and how amazing that looked. It just shot up into the lava. My friends, if you are thinking that somehow an automated dropper circuit was the fanciest redstone disposal system, no, we have hidden slime blocks coming beneath the floor that launch items up into the sky into a pool of lava, and personally, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, if you're wondering, Alex, you mentioned it was automated. Well, I did. So if you don't really feel about chucking items directly into the system, you can always take the indirect route. For example, if I wanted to, say, toss a half stack of blocks of emeralds into things, I certainly can, because dropping them on this block here will not only perfume the air with a delightful little potion, but will also start transferring those items through a water column. And let me tell you how fancy that is. I mean, that's got to be fancy, you know, seeing the items flowing through the water and things. And additionally, once those items flow up all the way to the water, they're gonna hop into these hoppers here and go into a hidden dropper all the way over there. And by hidden, I of course mean that by hitting this button right here, you can automatically drop items directly onto the spot where they're going to be disposed of. How satisfying is this? I can open this button and toss a few batches into lava. How cool is this? Items are falling from the sky and we can at ease simply toss them straight up into the air. Personally, I feel this is fantastic. Once you're done with the machine, you can always hide it away, and if you want to do things manually, you can of course chuck them on the ground and then do that magnificent operation to shoot them into lava. Now, you might have heard these beacons and noticed these beacons here, and that is because beacons are intrinsically fancy. Every time you press that button, the beacons will be activated for a little bit, just to show how fancy you are in disposing of some trash. Now, when I mentioned for release, I'm not sure how well you can hear it, but by pressing this button here, oh yeah, that's absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Like any good fancy thing in the real world, it has a button which does something completely unnecessary, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So those are all of the, basic features, perfuming the air and for release and water columns and things like that. But I would like to talk just briefly on the redstone, because this might be the first redstone contraption where I've actually color-coded my circuits, because I always just do white concrete, but apparently that's confusing, and I can kind of understand it. And so as soon as you press the button in this position, all the way over here, it activates a piston which firstly retracts the block right there from the floor. It then powers this observer system here, which then powers this repeater straight into here, and that repeater powers a block which powers the sticky piston. So in essence, all we're doing is retracting the block and extending the sticky pistons. But then we have some observers here to then push up the floor blocks, because whenever that slime block retracts, it then retracts all of the blocks around it, meaning that we have to do a little something fancy like this, in that the slime blocks retract and then are pushed up again. Next, we have a system of torches on this yellow concrete here, which simply retracts this block and exposes the lava. This pink circuitry here just allows us to activate the block swapper, and that block swapper just swaps between a white concrete and that dropper block there. As soon as the system detects that there are items inside of the dropper from this comparator here, it activates an observer clock in this position here. And so, as I mentioned, this system is completely automatic. Not only is it automatic, it is extraordinarily satisfying. Does anyone else share with me the opinion that this looks so satisfying that you can just toss items onto here and they are just going to be shot up into the air and bounce back by a completely hidden slime block? I mean, that's absolutely crazy. The beacons down at the bottom here are just controlled by a comparator pulse extender, shoving up some blocks of diamond just in the sides so they can power them. We have a glass block here to allow the redstone to pass through, and all in all, that is my attempt to make the fanciest redstone disposal system in Minecraft. Oh yeah, we have a hopper minecart down in this position over here, as you can see, and that is simply sucking items into an auto-dropping circuit. Those water columns I already explained earlier. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, please do consider subscribing. That would be absolutely and truly fantastic, and yeah, take care.